Welcome back to Chronicles on the Focus, the only podcast where we delve deep into the world of music, history, and everything in between. Today, we're gonna be talking about the infectious, upbeat, and often misunderstood genre of ska.
Ska, the music that makes you want to move your feet and maybe even throw a few shapes. I know, Bob, we're gonna be diving into the history of this genre, the cultural impact it has had, and maybe even learn about some lesser-known ska facts.
You're right, Alice. And the best part is, we'll be learning about its origins in sunny Jamaica. That iconic ska sound, the offbeat rhythm, the brass instruments, and the uplifting energy. It's like a musical party in your ears.
Oh, the vibes are real, Bob. Let's talk about those early days in Jamaica. Ska was born out of a fusion of American rhythm and blues and Caribbean sounds like mento and calypso. It was a time of social change and new beginnings, and that energy was captured in the music.
You know, Alice, it's fascinating that ska wasn't just a sound. It was a cultural movement in Jamaica. It was a way for people to celebrate their newfound independence, and the music reflected that spirit of optimism and liberation.
And just like that, ska exploded onto the scene. Bands like the Skatalites, Prince Buster, and Desmond Dekker became icons, influencing a generation of musicians and fans around the world.
And then came the two-tone movement in the late 70s in the UK, bringing ska to a new generation. Bands like The Specials, The Selector, and Madness revitalized ska with a punk rock edge and a message of racial unity.
It was such a powerful time, Bob. The two-tone bands weren't just making music, they were making a statement. They brought ska to the forefront of the fight against racism and social injustice.
And this leads us to the third wave of ska, which emerged in the 80s and 90s. Bands like Real Big Fish, Less Than Jake, and Sublime gave ska a pop-punk twist and brought it to the masses.
Ska truly transcended boundaries and spread its infectious rhythm across the globe. But you know what, Bob? There's so much more to this genre than just the music.
You're right, Alice. Let's talk about the fashion. Ska's got its own style. From the sharp suits and pork pie hats of the early Jamaican ska days to the two-tone's bold, colorful, and rebellious look, ska was about expression as much as it was about music.
And let's not forget the ska culture. Ska has its own vocabulary, its own slang, and its own sense of community. It's a musical family that embraces diversity and celebrates a shared love for the sound.
You know, Alice, it's incredible how a genre born from Jamaican rhythms has traveled the world and evolved into something truly unique and powerful. It's about more than just music, it's about unity, expression, and finding your own rhythm.
And that, my friends, is the story of ska. From its roots in Jamaica to its global impact, it's a genre that's always evolving and inspiring. So the next time you hear that infectious offbeat, get up and move.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Chronicles on the Focus, and remember, the best part of listening to music is dancing to it. So, go forth and skank.